All right, what is going on, my people? What is going on? I hope y'all are having a good ass day because I am. I want to touch on Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League and all of its controversy. Now, the NDA was lifted for this game, I believe, yesterday, so everybody was able to give their opinions on it, and pretty much what I expected. I could say some people think it's fun. A lot of people think it's repetitive. The enemy bullet sponges, of course. I mean, when you watch the gameplay, you can tell all of this. You know what I'm saying? And I can honestly say, now before I even get into my opinion about how all of this is going, one, I am not somebody that got to play the closed beta. I hope I get my YouTube and my social media to the point where I can get invited to stuff like that. That is dope as hell. But I keep it real as hell on this channel. I'm gonna just tell anybody that now. If you're expecting me to just kiss up because it's Rocksteady, that is not the case. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this now. If you believe that you have to play a video game to give your opinion on what you have seen from gameplays and trailers and stuff like that, you are an idiot. I'm just gonna say that right now. Not sit there and tell a consumer that watched the trailers and everything that the dev teams put out that they can't have an opinion because they didn't play the game. Basically, what you're saying is you have to get robbed by the studio before you give an opinion, because at the end of the day, these are AAA games, bro. A lot of people are not trying to dish out $70 to be disappointed. If somebody looks at a trailer and says, hey, that looks trash, or I don't like the looks of that, it looks kind of sketchy in my opinion, they have the right to do that. You can't tell a person how to feel about gameplay trailers and marketing and all that stuff. Y'all gotta cut it out, man, because a lot of y'all be looking soft as hell doing that. It's corny, bro. And a lot of y'all be grown as hell, bald ass head, little mustache and everything. Y'all, yeah, those type, y'all be like 40 years old getting up in arms. Oh, you don't like the game that I like? Cut that shit out, bro. Cut it out, because if they ain't gonna tell y'all, I'm gonna tell you, bro. That shit is corny.
You gonna cry in the car.
Got that off my chest. Do better. So my opinion on this game, and I did watch one specific person, and that is my boy Luke Stevens. Check his channel out. I respect his how he reviews things, everything, because he doesn't review from a biasness or anything. It doesn't matter if he was looking forward to a game or anything. He's gonna keep it real, and he's more of the professional tip. You know what I mean? He's more professional with his reviews and everything, but he's right down the middle. He's not taking sides or anything. He's gonna give fair criticism. And basically what I got from his interview was that the game is repetitive. He said that he got tired. He was basically, you know, done with the game after a couple hours. And that's pretty much what I assumed this game would be. Now, this game is a live service looter shooter. And if you don't really know too much about like live service looter shooter, think of something like Destiny. Now, I don't know anybody, and I'm not even talking mess right now, but I literally, all the people I know in game with, they don't play Destiny. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really know who really plays Destiny. I'm pretty sure that's just like a niche type of genre or game, because I know it has a cult following. It does, but I don't know anybody out in the wild that's out here playing Destiny. I'm just keeping it real. But that's what Suicide Squad reminds me of, with like Sunset Overdrive type of gameplay, but it doesn't have that sauce. Like, it doesn't, it's just bland. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you eat chicken breast and rice every single day for the rest of your life, that's what it reminds me of. It's just blandness. It's no specialty, it's no sauce. So that's really how I feel about the gameplay that I've seen. I want to just dissect. I'm not watching this whole 26-minute thing. I'm just watching a little bit of clip and tell you why I have a lot of problems with this game. So let's get right into it. Oh wait, matter of fact, it don't even take that much for me to say. I barely just started. The HUDs, man, there is too much shit going on. This is like some Ubisoft level shit. Look at all this unnecessary stuff right here, man. Like, I know they said you could take it off, but why even do something like this to begin with? This is horrible game design. All right, so right here, I don't know if y'all paid attention to that short little melee sequence right there. When it comes to something like this, which this game is heavy on shooting. A game heavy on shooting means the melee is going to be absolutely trash. It's going to be very, very disappointing. It's not going to be good whatsoever, because all this game is literally just shooting. So don't expect great melee or anything. And the enemies are absolute bullet sponges from what I was seeing when I was watching the gameplay and everything. That's 3 strikes are out already for me. Bullet sponges is the most annoying type of enemy design possible in gaming. And when you watch something like this, when you're looking at the gameplay, yes, the traversal looks pretty decent or whatever. But when you think gameplay wise, you can see the repetitiveness in this game. You can absolutely see the repetitiveness in this game. And you really have to think, am I going to sink hundreds to thousands of hours on a game that has weak melee, bullet sponge enemies, repetitive gameplay? I don't think people will, in all honesty, especially with the type of games that's coming out all throughout this year. This game can easily get lost in the shuffle. Some people might say, I don't need to spend hundreds and thousands of hours on this. The reason why you would buy something like a looter shooter, the point of a live service game is to keep the consumer coming back more and more so they can play hundreds to thousands of hours. Nobody picks up a live service game and plays a couple hours or 10 to 15 hours and just be done with it. If it's free, that's no big deal, but you're paying AAA gaming money for this. Keep that in mind. This is not a free title. This is not a live service game like Fortnite, Overwatch, Fall Guys, if you're still playing that bullshit, Call of Duty, Genshin Impact, stuff like that. It's not like that. Those games are free. So if you decide, hey, I'm done with this game, it's free, you didn't lose no money. This is a AAA title. You're paying 70 bones for this. And if you was a delusional enough, you paid $100 for this. You know what I'm saying? And again, I'm not trying to shit on Rocksteady, and I'm not saying I hope this game fails, but if this game doesn't keep its engagement up in the first couple months, this game is already going to be considered a failure. There's so much money that was put into making this game. So if you don't reap the benefits of it, it's going to be a disaster, an absolute disaster. You got to think about where Suicide Squad is coming out. Like, you got Tekken 8 coming out at the end of the month. Okay, fighting games is not for everybody, but Tekken 8 is one of the biggest, is a huge title. Probably the biggest title coming out in January, okay? Then, the same day this game releases, you have Persona 3 dropping. And then at the end of the month, you got Final Fantasy Rebirth dropping. And then you got Rise of Rome. Like, there's so many games coming out that can just pull people from the game if it's not engaging enough. And I don't think this game will be engaging. I just don't. And it's not me wishing the downfall of this game and wishing Rocksteady will fail and all this other, because you know people hate critiques, and nowadays you can't critique anything. You just have to go with the flow, and if you get robbed and waste your money, it is what it is. At least you tried it so we can respect your opinion. No, because you can watch this 26-minute gameplay trailer and you can see there are so many issues with the game. I didn't even get into this. The city is lifeless as hell. The story, I understand the story, it pretty much shows you why the city is lifeless as hell. Y'all let me know if this sounds attractive when somebody explains the meat and potatoes of this game. A live service looter shooter, which you pay this money, but you're going to have to buy a battle pass, another microtransaction. Shooting game, weak melee, the whole gameplay is centered around jumping around like it's Crackdown and just shooting enemies. Bullet sponge enemies at that. Repetitive wave of enemies, and even when it comes to the boss battles, it looks kind of repetitive. I'm just saying, does that sound attractive? Does that sound like a game that's going to keep people engaged for months and months? Because remember, it is a live service game. A live service game is supposed to keep you coming from year on end all throughout the year. Thousands of hours, hundreds of thousands of hours. Rocksteady, I hope you change something up with this game, because if not, you're gonna have your defenders or whatever. You absolutely will, because I guarantee you I can find some on Twitter right now that are gonna sit there and shield this. Really, I just want people to keep it real nowadays. Okay, so let's go off this guy's opinion. They told me Gotham Knight was ass. Played it and loved it. They trying to tell me Suicide Squad is ass. Sure, I'ma love it as well. They told me Spider-Man 2018 was God tier superhero game. Played it and hated it. Boring ass game. Moral of the story, make your own judgments. Now that's absolutely true. You need to make your own judgments because everybody doesn't have the same opinion. I love Overwatch 2. I think Overwatch 2 is probably the best first-person shooter right now because I don't like Call of Duty. But if I told somebody else that, they would look at me crazy. You know what I'm saying? But if you're sitting there telling me you hate 2018 Spider-Man, your taste is just kind of ass, brother. I'm sorry. But that's a huge point people are gonna have different opinions. But if the consensus, because consensus matter, if everybody tells you you fucking stink, and one person says you don't stink, you stink. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if the consensus is Suicide Squad is not a good game, it must not really be a good game. Of course, not everybody in the whole fucking world is gonna say, oh man, this game is ass. You're gonna have people that like it, you feel me? But that doesn't mean the game is good to great. That's all I'm saying. You really have to realize that just because you like it don't mean everybody else has to. Consensus matters the most. It's good that you like it and you feel like you didn't waste your money, but if a lot of people say they waste their money, hey. Okay, this person says, in response to Rocksteady claiming you need to spend time with Suicide Squad before it gets really good, it's on the developer, not the consumer, to make a game fun from start to finish. If you make a product that nobody wants, you don't get to blame the world for not buying it, and that's absolutely correct. Here's a real issue I have with this game. Let's get into the microtransaction, because there is a screenshot provided by Lady Emily here. This screenshot from the Suicide Squad game has been going around, and I cannot get over the 6 different currencies in the top right corner, and the walls of text trying to explain the buffs and nerfs of the weapon to the point where it becomes nothing. So if you look right here, this is the different currencies she's referring to. That is 5 different currencies. If that does not spook you a little bit, everybody gives Ubisoft hell for microtransaction. Y'all got to keep the same energy for Suicide Squad. I'm just keeping it real. You cannot sit there and say Ubisoft microtransactions add and then turn around and defend this. You just can't. You just can't. Let's keep it real. Do I have to spend $70 to fucking critique something like this? Do I? Come on, guys. Come on, man. Like, we got to do better, man. Like, the rollout for this game is just so funny, man. It's just it's in such a weird place. They said, oh, yeah, man, I love the new Suicide Squad game. That's really how that mess looked, though. That's crazy. Like, I just can't believe throughout the development process, they sat there and just thought that was okay to do. Like, it's crazy what be going on in some of these devs' heads, man. It's insane. One thing I can't stand in gaming are shields that are afraid to critique. They'll just act like there's nothing wrong with the game. They might say it's one minor problem and that's it, because they're scared to critique the game. You have to be real with devs, bro. I think you don't have to be an asshole about it, but you can absolutely critique devs. Now, the main point of this, if the game is fun, fellas are capping. You cannot tell audiences that people are capping because you think the game is fun. What about everything else? How long does the fun last? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't just say people are capping because I have fun with the game. That's not valid. And real quick, rest in peace, Kevin Conroy. This was his last gig, I believe, and bro's a legend, man. So just rest in peace to him. I just want to take time out to say that. Now you got somebody right here, and this is like what I absolutely hate when it comes to people. The frustrating thing leading up to Suicide Squad is the amount of people championing it to fail without having played it. Unless your objective verdict is rendered with extensive hands-on time with the game, it's just noise as far as I'm concerned. Now, I just really hate people like this. People just got to be real with themselves, man. Just say, again, I'm gonna keep reiterating this throughout the video. Just say, I don't like when you're critiquing something that I like, or I got my hands on it. I don't think it's that bad, but you're critiquing it. It's so corny to me. You can genuinely say, if you played enough games or whatever and you just look at gameplay, you can tell if you're gonna like a game or not. You can tell when a game is gonna have issues or not. Did people need to play the demo for Forspoken last year to say, hey, I'm kind of skeptical about this. The open world isn't great. It looks kind of boring and dry, and the gameplay doesn't look all that. Did people really need to play the demo to make an observation like that? No, but the demo sure as hell reinforced them thoughts. So in the case of Justice League, they did not drop a demo. They don't have a demo. So guess what? People are going to go off the gameplay. People are going to go off how the game was marketed. People have the right to make an opinion off the stuff that the dev team put out in the open. Like, some of y'all really just be acting like pansies. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm gonna keep it so real with y'all, bro. Like, if y'all gonna sit here and get mad at people having an opinion of what was put out to the public, you're part of the problem. It's not like people is out here making full-on reviews of the game and they haven't played the game. Y'all really have to cut it out, man. But all I can really say about this is a lot of people thought a Suicide Squad game in the Arkham universe would have been completely different from what was given. That's definitely a fact. This is not what people imagined when it came to a Rocksteady Suicide Squad game, and this is the route they took. But again, there is going to be consequences when you don't listen to your fan base. Me personally, I really wasn't asked for a superhero game because Insomniac is killing the damn thing. I really don't give a damn about superhero games unless it comes from Insomniac at this point in my life. But other fans that wanted something like this from Rocksteady, it's not what they wanted. And it's sad that fan base is going to be disappointed by this. You know what I'm saying? And they might have, some people might have some fun with this game. But the question is, how long does the fun last? That's just all I'm saying. Is this game going to reap the benefits 2 years, 3 years later? Have to keep a fan base for these next up and coming years. This game is going to be ongoing, and supposedly there's already like a year of content already mapped out, so that's already done. What is going to happen with this game for the next 3 years? Is it going to keep the engagement? That's all I'm saying. But y'all make y'all own opinions. Y'all let me know if y'all copping this, man. Me personally, I'm copping Persona 3. That's what I've been looking forward to. Maybe on a sale one day, I'll give this a go, but from the gameplay I've seen and how Rocksteady's iffy marketing with this game. But maybe one day, maybe this year on a Black Friday sale or something, on some bargain bin type shit, I'll pick it up and give it a try. If the game is dead by then, I absolutely won't. But I'm not really looking forward to this now. Like, I really was. When I started seeing the gameplay for this, I immediately got skeptical, because one thing about me, I ain't no sucker and I ain't getting robbed. You feel me? So that's not gonna happen. Y'all feel it from seeing the gameplay? Do y'all care about the controversy, the outside noise that's going on with this game? Did y'all really pay $100 for this? I'm just curious, because I'm telling you now, I really think this game is going to be like, oh, wait for a sale type of game. I don't think this is a must play, because if you're putting your game at $70, it has to be a must play, in my opinion. It has to. You're a AAA. It's a AAA game. But yeah, I hope this game somehow succeeds. I hope it doesn't derail Rocksteady, because missing on a game like this would do severe damage to that studio. So I really hope it's not the case. But yeah, that's really all I got to say, guys. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Peace.